Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam247. As you may remember, Putana, disguised as a beautiful woman, but intent on killing all the children, came to Nanda's house. She was indeed charming. Her hair was curly and fell in tight little curls around her face, and the passing breeze played with it, lending charm to her face. She smiled often, and in her hand she held a lotus. The gopis thought that it was the goddess Lakshmi herself, so beautiful was Putana in her disguise. She won the hearts of the simple gopis, who were all guileless. She entered the house of Nanda and reached the courtyard where the Lord was. He had concealed all his glory in the form of a small child, and he was like a live coal covered with ashes. It was by chance that Putana saw this beautiful child in the cradle. As soon as she set foot in the courtyard, the child closed his eyes. Perhaps the Lord knew that she would be blessed with his grace if his eyes fell on her, and that would indeed be a hindrance to his self-appointed task, destroying the wicked and protecting the good, for which purpose he had been born. Putana looked all around her. It so happened that no one was about. She lifted the child from the cradle. Taking him in her arms, she sat down and placed him on her lap. It was as foolish as taking a live cobra which is sleeping and placing it on your neck, thinking that it's just a piece of string. So she sat there. The maids and others who were passing by did not pay any attention to the stranger who was having the child on her lap. They were so overcome by her beauty and apparent charm that they did not attach any importance to her actions. Putana then loosened the knot which held her blouse tight, and, with the child on her lap, she put his lips to her breast, which was filled with poisoned milk. The Lord held her breast firmly in his two little hands and began to suck lustily. After a few seconds, she realized that he was sucking her very life. She was in great pain, and all her vitals were tortured when he sucked at her breast. She began to scream. Her purpose was all forgotten. Leave me," she kept on saying, and she tried to pluck her breast away from the mouth of the child. But it was of no avail. She shrieked in agony, and the earth, the sky, even the planets shook in response. So loud was her pain-filled voice. People thought that there was a thunderbolt which had fallen on the earth somewhere. With a last cry of agony, Putana lost her life. Her beautiful form was all gone. She fell down dead, and she looked like the great Vritra after he had fallen a victim to Indra's Vajra. When she fell, trees around her, to the extent of 6 crotches, fell like pieces of twigs. People rushed to the spot where the noise came from and found this mountain of a woman fallen on the ground. They stood amazed, and suddenly they saw Nanda's little son playing on her immense breast. They rushed towards him and carried him away from there. Yashoda and Rohini then performed so many of the rites which are meant to protect a child from evil, and they all stood around the form of the dead Putana. Yashoda hurried inside with the child, and having fed him at her breast, she put him to sleep and covered him with a piece of silk. Nanda arrived just then from Mathura, and he was taken aback at the scene which met his eyes. He told everyone, "Indeed, my friend Vasudeva has divine gifts. Or else how could he know that there would be danger here? He told that evil omens would be seen in Gokul and asked me to hurry home." It took all the Gopas a very long time to move the body of Putana. They had to cut her up like they would logs of wood, and piling them all up, they set fire to it. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.